Hey, Eric, have you been brushing up on your Sinterklaas knowledge so you can fill me in before we start filming?
Yeah, I don't even know if this is a tradition or not. It says it is. How do kids even sleep at night knowing that this is a possibility?
What are you talking about?
This is crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. Right there.
What?
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
You want to know what we're talking about? Stay tuned next
on Soul to Soul Travels.
All right, welcome back. And if you want to know what that was all about, stay tuned. Follow it the rest of the way through because got a couple comments I want to say about that. Good, bad, I don't know. But anyways.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
So we're going to be doing a little comparison between Sinterklaas and Santa Claus. There were a couple comments made on our last video that we still don't get it.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right. We tried to get information on it, and we've been here. This is going to be our third season.
Yeah.
And we still don't get it.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, when you've grown up with something
and you're used to certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
You always kind of compare it to other traditions.
Right.
And
We've just kind of been scratching the surface a little bit.
Yeah.
And somebody did say, and I do kind of want to address this because we tend to say this a lot, the holiday season is here.
Yeah.
For people in the United States, the holiday season encompasses starting at Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve. So it basically groups all these holidays. And when we say the holiday season is here, you are right there.
Yeah.
So
pretty much autumn, beginning of winter.
Yeah, and it just really means how much time am I getting off of work?
Yeah, you tend to get the most days off during that time.
We're not going to get sidetracked here. That's a whole other story. Trying to accommodate everybody.
All right.
Anyways, so one of the things that Tammy, I just really kind of want to start off with is how we grew up and maybe what some of the traditions about Santa Claus was.
Or Christmas.
Or Christmas, exactly. Santa Claus / Christmas were all about. And when I grew up with, I'm going to throw a picture up right now. This is what Santa Claus looked like.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Exactly. So you know what? And I have some notes down here. And when we were growing up, there were things like you always went out and got your picture taken with Santa Claus. Did you guys do that?
Yeah, we did. But you know what the first sign was for us? It was getting the Sears catalog, Christmas catalog.
Oh my gosh, I got that.
Mail. Yeah. Oh, you have that written down?
I have that right down there. Yeah,
It was
exactly.
like we would pour through that and write down the list and send a letter off to the North Pole so Santa Claus could get it and get what we wanted.
Exactly.
We always didn't get what we wanted.
This catalog is about this thick.
Yeah.
And the second half was dedicated to nothing but toys.
Oh gosh, it was so awesome.
Nothing but, and every kid in all of the United States is just pouring through that.
Right.
Marking things down, writing it on a list.
And then writing it over again because you found something else.
Exactly.
Anyways, that was the first, telltale sign of Christmas.
Going out and looking at lights. Did you guys look at lights?
Oh my gosh, every year it was a tradition. We would all pile in the car. There was a certain neighborhood that had different themes, like Charlie Brown or the Grinch or whatever, and they all participated. And the lights were just spectacular. Now it's just become this multi-billion-dollar industry of decorations.
Check out, if you haven't seen it already, Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. I mean, that's kind of what it's like. It really is.
Yeah, who can be better and best of the outside decorations?
So here's the thing. It's kind of an unspoken rule is you really don't put up your lights or you don't turn your lights on until really the day after
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
I don't know. My dad used to start putting them up after, like that weekend after Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving in the U.S. is on a Thursday. So the decorations would typically go up on Saturday.
Right.
So
there are certain TV programs that come on.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, it was Charlie Brown Christmas right here. I remember the first time I saw that, I was at my friend Tony Strafacci's house. This is back in the mid-'60s. Shout out to Tony. And it stuck with me. I have it on my phone, and I just watch it every single year.
Catch you during the year watching it.
Oh, every once in a while, yeah. It's so heartwarming.
Yeah.
What about you?
So, yeah, that and Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, yeah.
And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Everybody watched Rudolph, that's for sure.
Right.
So, yeah, so, I mean, those are just some of the things. And, you do your Christmas shopping. There's the Black Friday, which is right after Thanksgiving.
Well, sometimes it starts that day. Crazy.
That's, again,
Anyways.
a whole nother side story to that.
Because I think we're talking about Santa Claus and Sinterklaas.
Exactly. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and move on right now. We just wanted to give you a little insight to what it was like for us growing up.
Yeah.
And
did you have a real tree or a fake tree?
Yeah, we started off with a real tree, but the second half, was artificial tree.
So the opposite for us, we had an artificial tree. It was on this board that had a train track on it. Oh. It was so awesome. My dad would set that up every year. We got to the point where we didn't like that artificial tree anymore because it was getting pretty shabby. So we begged for a real tree.
Did you get it?
Eventually, yeah. I think I was in high school, but yeah, eventually.
So anyways, that's good. Let's go ahead and move on, and we're going to kind of I have a list right here. We're going to do our comparisons of Sinterklaas and Santa Claus, and we're just going to kind of compare them going on down. It's kind of interesting. It really is.
Yeah, and we would love to have your insight. What traditions or what sparks your
memory.
what your memory when you were a child? You knew that the season was approaching.
Yeah. You always knew it was coming when this happened.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's move on and let's check out the first item. All right, so here we go. Got a list right here. We're going to do a little side-by-side comparison, but before we do, throw up a picture of Sinterklaas. Here's a picture of Santa Claus. So, you can obviously see the similarities going on there. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to read off the list right here. Don't shoot the piano player. I'm just reading off my list. It's side-by-side comparison here. So,
do you play piano?
I wish. We're not getting sidetracked. Appearance. Okay, let's start with Santa Claus on appearance. Casual red and white outfit. What do you have for Sinterklaas?
He has a formal church attire because I believe he's a bishop. He was like the patron saint of children.
Makes sense. So again, you saw the pictures earlier. I mean, he does kind of have that bishop look going on, the bishop hat thing.
Yeah.
Okay, next character for Santa Claus. It's jovial, friendly, and punctual.
Wait, punctual? Are you sure that he's not talking about is Santa Claus Dutch?
Yeah, he's definitely not Dutch. Definitely not Dutch. So jovial.
Jovial, does that mean? Oh, that's how I.
No, that's our next subject. Okay. Jovial, friendly, and punctual for character. And what is it for Sinterklaas?
He's elderly, stately, serious, almost senile at times. He needs his Peyton often to remind him of things. That's because he doesn't have a wife to tell him.
That's probably true.
Anyways.
Okay, all right. So the next one we got here is it compares physical condition. So physical condition for Santa Claus, old, very overweight, obviously American. And I swear to you, this is what it says. Slight drinking problem.
Well, that's probably because Mrs. Claus keeps nagging him to go take care of the reindeer. Or maybe people spike his milk when he come for treating cookies and milk.
I don't know if they're
When he
talking
delivers.
about Coca-Cola. I don't know if they're talking about milk or the dude is just stressed out. He's got a drinking problem, like Tammy
He's
says.
got a wife that nags him.
Okay, so what is the physical condition of Sinterklaas?
Is old, but lean and fit.
That definitely describes Dutch.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think Sinterklaas, well, the next thing is he comes from Spain.
Yeah, okay, so it talks about home. We got Santa Claus comes from the North Pole.
Yeah.
Lord knows where up at the North. Well, I guess you would try right at the North Pole, the very top,
Yeah.
very center.
Right.
And then apparently Sinterklaas comes from Spain somewhere.
He started out in Turkey. And then after he died, after St. Nicholas died, then Sinterklaas went to Spain.
All right, so you can actually see at this point in time who's done their research and who hasn't.
No, not real. No, I don't know.
Okay, so let's go on before we move on
Okay.
to family.
Okay.
Santa Claus has...
Santa Claus?
Santa Claus.
Are you sure? I'm surprised you're not calling him Santa Claus.
Saint Nick.
No, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Welcome to Eric's world. Santa Claus has Mrs. Claus, and Sinterklaas has...
He doesn't have a family. He's not married.
What does it say?
None.
None. Tammy's a little sad by that.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody needs a companion.
there you
Maybe he has a
go.
dog. Oh, he has his horse. Anyways.
Okay, so we have done appearance, character, physical condition, home, and
Family.
Now we're going to get into a little meat and potatoes here. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so let's get into a little meat and potatoes here, okay? And the first thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about here, and I'm going to be the first to be honest with you, and that is I wasn't really sure how it worked in the Netherlands. I know how it works in the United States, such as when will he visit? Santa Claus always visits on December 24th. Goes down the chimney and delivers presents for the kids for December 25th when they get up in the morning
Right.
and discover the presents.
Right.
What about Sinterklaas?
So Sinterklaas, he arrives in mid-November. This year, it's going to be November 18th. And he arrives, he stays until the 5th of December, the eve of his birthday.
And if I remember correctly, and again, this is getting a little hazy for me, about putting out the shoes.
Yes. So once he arrives in the Netherlands, the children will put shoes out by the chimney or the fireplace, the radiator, the door, and they will sing a song to him to let them. That's how they let him know that he needs to come see them.
And if I'm not mistaken, and this is a pretty sweet deal here, correct me if I'm wrong about this, if I'm not mistaken, this happens every single night.
I think that there are certain rules in the family home because maybe some of the parents don't want to overwork Sinterklaas. So,
Okay.
it depends.
Kind of makes sense. So he's arriving on the 18th until December 5th.
Right.
Things happen in between then.
Yeah.
And then Santa Claus arrives on Christmas Eve, flying around the world with his sleigh and reindeer.
Yeah, because that's how our next thing, how he travels.
Let's get right into it. How do they travel?
Yes.
So Santa Claus travels with a sleigh, and they say 8 tiny reindeer or 8 reindeer. If you're from my generation, it's 8 reindeer and
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. There are 9, yeah. 9 reindeer.
No, there's only 8.
There's 8 plus Rudolph.
8 plus Rudolph.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. We're about ready to get hot and heavy with that.
Yes.
But here, again, we're learning. It's been a couple years since we've been here. How does Sinterklaas arrive?
He arrives by a steamboat, from Spain, and then he has his trusty white steed. I don't know the name of it. I think it is so snel. That's like oh so fast. I
Let her know.
don't know. So yeah, that's what he uses to go deliver the things.
Which is interesting because last year, and I wasn't quite, again, just getting the jive of things. Last year when he was arriving, the boat sank.
Yes. So starting this year, it'll be starting November 11th. The Sinterklaas journal.
Urinal?
Urinal.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yes.
I'm gonna get this wrong because
No. It's cool.
they actually telecast his progress moving from or
How cool.
going from Spain to the Netherlands. And last year he had an unfortunate incident where the boat sank.
When Tammy was telling me this last year, I was sitting there thinking to myself, I never said anything. I was like, who put this dude on a boat that would sink? I mean, who's responsible for this? I get it now.
Anyways.
I get it.
Yeah. So the children can track where he is in his journey. Just like on Christmas Eve,
Right.
NORAD,
Right, which is an air defense system for the United States.
they will track where he is in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
Where
kids
Santa
know
Claus
when,
is.
when he's coming and when he's arriving here, when he's arriving there.
Yeah. Like he's over,
Parents make sure that their kids are in bed by that time, and he doesn't visit your house when you're awake. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake.
Oh gosh. Anyways, we're going to have to learn the Dutch Christmas songs
Yeah.
or the Dutch songs.
So
Christmas.
how does he travel? He travels by steamboat. Santa travels by sleigh. And no matter how you slice it and dice it, the kids are on top of it and they know where he is.
Yeah.
What's happening. So next one, does he work alone?
No.
No. Santa has elves. The little elves are usually up in the workshop up there.
Yeah, they are the ones that make all the toys
Exactly. And I'm going to just be a little honest with you here. The elf thing kind of freaked me out a little bit. Still does. I don't know. But they have elves. Santa has elves, and they build all the toys. They load his sleigh up. He comes down. Drops
Yeah,
all
but
the
they stay in the North Pole when
Yes.
Santa comes down.
Santa actually does going down the chimney. He does the work himself.
Yeah.
And he drops all the gifts off, and then he's out of here. So let's talk about
Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas.
Has his he has lots of Pieten helping him in Spain and on his travels to the Netherlands. And then I read something else that Sinterklaas waits on the rooftop of with his horse while the Pieten do the work.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I like that. I like that.
And that's on the 5th. The December 5th.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. We're still learning.
We are still learning.
Yeah.
So here's one of the things, and we're going to just talk about this very briefly right now, because when we started off on this, I was talking to Tammy and I was saying, I'm still a little unclear about this part. How do the children here get their gifts? I know with Santa Claus, he goes down the chimney, he goes to the tree, puts the gifts under the tree, off to the next house. But I wasn't sure how children around here, and apparently Sinterklaas leaves them in a sack out at the front door, and there's a knock on the front door. You open it up, and there are all the gifts right there in a sack. So
it could vary. I mean, if you have different experiences, let us know in the comments so we can be better
informed.
Yeah.
Exactly, and how it works for different households, just like in the United States.
Right, because
just
not
like
everybody has a chimney, so
exactly,
it comes to the front door.
Stories are all the same, but they vary a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is how Christmas takes place at our house. This is how Sinterklaas takes place at our house. So, anyways.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I'm just going to throw this subject in here. Tammy might piggyback on this, and I'm sorry about this. When we refer to Christmas, Christmas is Christmas Day, gifts, Santa Claus was here. Here, Christmas is different. It's not a gift thing. It's not a Sinterklaas thing.
I don't think so. Not traditionally, but maybe now since all the Americans have kind of infiltrated. I don't know. But typically it's spent like they have first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day. Okay. So first Christmas Day is typically with your family, whatever, done like maybe reading books or something. And then the second is when you go out and you visit maybe the in-laws or friends, family. It's like family time. It would be interesting because even just in talking with Tammy and I right now, if somebody asks a child or even a young adult or even me, Christmas, the first thing that comes to mind is Santa Claus, gifts, and family. Right. Here it sounds like Christmas is first Christmas family, second Christmas with friends and so forth. Gifts are really not involved, so to speak. So I'm not sure. Yeah,
let us know. I mean, really, again, still learning. Also,
we did things differently. We had Christmas Eve, which my family, we did a big, like my grandmother being of Norwegian descent, did a big open house. So with family, friends, everybody was welcome. We did exchange gifts amongst everybody there.
Right.
Except for our parents, because that was done the next day, Christmas morning. We would open gifts from not only from Santa Claus, but from our parents as well. And that was spent with just your family, your immediate family.
If you haven't gathered by now, Christmas gifts and shopping.
Oh, it's all yeah.
It's big. It's like number one.
Or what's so new for me?
Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this part of it up and move on to the next thing.
Okay.
And so we covered when will he visit, how does he travel, and does he work alone? I'm liking the Peton thing. I really am.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next thing. All right, I had to wait a minute because Tammy was eating all the Crown Milk.
You put them on the table.
I did. I thought they looked good. Tammy's just eating them. I've had a few too.
I had a couple.
Okay, so let's kind of just wrap this up a little bit. And this is what we're going to wrap up with. And this is what we were talking about right at the beginning. Okay. So, and the last thing says, and if you've not been good, now let's talk about Santa Claus.
Yeah. Santa Claus keeps a list every year.
Naughty and nice.
Naughty and nice.
He knows. And if you were naughty in your stocking, speaking of stockings here, I'm going to throw this picture up real quick. This picture was taken mid-60s. This is of me and most of my brothers at the time out in front of the fireplace with stockings hung by the chimney with care. Anyways, if you've been bad, your stocking has nothing but coal in it. So it's just been filled with coal and that's it.
Yeah. Sinterklaas is a whole different thing.
What is it? And this is what it says. I'm just telling you, this is what it says. You'll be whisked back to Spain in a sack.
Maybe
kidnapping?
Instead of Pete putting the stuff in this little shoes, maybe he takes them. I don't know.
So
how do they do that?
This can really work out to a parent's advantage, and I can kind of understand this because, I mean, if it would be and you're coming right down to it, it's kind of like, hey, eat your stamp pot. You want to go to Spain? I am just buy him some Spanish lessons. He's going to need them.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. Now, if you're a kid and you see this, you could be whisked back to Spain. I would not sleep on a wink that night. Not even a wink. They'd be like, oh man, was I good? Was I not good?
Am I going to be going?
Am I speaking Spanish tomorrow? What?
Let us know what happened in your home.
Yes. Let us know what's going on in your home.
And is that still something today that is instilled into the children?
That's a nice way of saying, threatening the children. So anyways, you know what? We really wanted to do this video.
I'm sorry we were, kind of making fun of laughing.
It's a great time of year.
It is. We love this time of year, and it's You
It's
know,
a great time
it
of
is
year.
great.
And there's a lot to be learned on our behalf
Yes.
about
Sinterklaas.
the Dutch holiday and
Yes.
Sinterklaas and things along. And we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
And that's not in any way, shape, or form subtracting from how we really feel about the holidays back in the U.S. because obviously it holds special meaning. You can't spend 50, 60 years someplace
Right.
and celebrating the holidays and not have it special meaning for you, and not have it have special meaning for you.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of special memories there.
Yeah.
But every time we learn about Sinterklaas or something new here, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in another year or two,
Hopefully we'll be pros or
yeah,
novice,
exactly.
intermediate knowledge.
Intermediate knowledge on this, and it kind of hopefully at the same time when it comes to our Dutch friends and the Dutch folks, you learned a little bit about what it's like in the United States around the holidays or Christmas time. So it's much, much more than that. And I'm sure easily you can say the holidays here or Christmas here is much, much more than that as well.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
we're still learning, like
Yeah,
Tammy says.
exactly.
We're still learning.
And yeah.
So,
And thank you so much for helping us to learn.
yeah.
Also, thank you so much
great.
for watching. And if you wouldn't mind, please hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, and it'll help to get that out to the video out to other viewers who might find our content interesting.
Exactly. Comments, the thumbs up, subscribe. That would be just so awesome. You guys have been great.
Yes, thank you so much.
Just letting you know right now, and Tammy and I talked about this a little earlier, this is going to be the last holiday video we put out this year. We just don't want to
Maybe, unless we get in the mood later on.
Exactly. So if you would like to subscribe, that would be awesome. All you got to do is just hit it.
Hit that
right
button.
there. Just hit that button. Thank you so much. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. From Soul to Soul Travels. Till next time, we'll see you there.
Tootsies.
Dewey. How do?
Bye.
Bye. Thank you very much.